So, everything up to the first gym, that's pretty much your tutorial. We meet the professor, we meet the rival, we learn how to battle and catch Pokemon. Everything up to the second gym, that's where the story starts. We meet the bad guys, we meet the good guys, and we figure out what this whole game is gonna be about. Now, everything up to the third gym, that's when the training wheels come off and you get to start exploring the world and really playing the game the way that you want to play it. But what about the fourth gym? I don't know, but I think we're about to find out. So it's time to answer the question, how long does it take to get to the fourth gym in every Pokemon game? Let's kick this off with...
Por poco.
Tú solo no podrás atrapar a los 150 Pokémon. Necesitarás intercambiarlos con un amigo. Con tu cable de conexión Game Link, un amigo con su Game Boy y las dos versiones del juego, podrás hacerte con todos.
Ya te tengo.
We make our way into the Vermilion City Gym where we find the infamous bins puzzle, where you gotta find the switch in the right bin twice in a row, but if you stuff it up, the whole thing resets, and this is legitimately a source of PTSD for 90s kids, but eventually, we find the second switch and take on the electric-type gym leader, Lieutenant Surge, with his level 21 Voltorb, level 18 Pikachu, and level 24 Raichu to earn our Thunder Badge and the TM for Thunderbolt. We head out the front door of the gym and straight into the Pokemon fan club to have a quick chat with this guy about his Rapidash. Okay, yep, okay. Cool. Alright, yep, that's great. Okay, yep. After our quick chat, he gives us a bike voucher and we head back up towards Cerulean City where we can take a little shortcut using our newly acquired HM4 cut. We head into the bike shop, exchange the bike voucher for a shiny new bicycle, and we are zippy zap zooming now. We head out east where we cut down another one of those cut trees to open up a whole new route which leads us to the rock tunnel. And it's pretty dark in here, but we never bothered to grab the HM4 flash, so we're just gonna bonk our way through the dark. Once we finally make it through the cave, we arrive in Lavender Town, which will be very important later on, but right now there's not a lot going on here. So we keep moving west where we take the underground path all the way through to Celadon City. We go straight through Celadon, past the pervy old man, and into the doors of the gym with a time of 21 minutes and 42 seconds. Well, let's see if anything's changed in...
Attention, libérez la zone.
Colis suspect en vue. Identification. Encore les Pokémon. Ils sont partout.
Dans Pokémon Yellow édition spéciale Pikachu pour Game Boy Color, Pikachu vous aide à attraper le plus de Pokémon possible. Quelle aventure! Pokémon Yellow, attrapez-les tous!
We make our way into the gym and struggle with the bins for a while before taking on Lieutenant Surge, who's ditched his entire team in exchange for a single Raichu, who has gone all the way from level 24 to level 28. Luckily, the fat rat can't touch Jonathan over here, so we grab our badge and head out of the gym, where everything is pretty much the same as red and blue here. So we grab the bike, stumble our way blindly through the cave, head over to Celadon and through the doors of the gym with a time of 20 minutes and 29 seconds. Now, most of the run between the third and fourth gyms is spent in the rock tunnel, which may not be quite as iconic as it once was, but back in the day, this place separated the boys from the men. See, the average 10-year-old at the time didn't even really understand how HMs worked, let alone know where to find Flash, so this was just a brutal labyrinth of complete darkness that just never ends. Or maybe I was just a really dumb 10-year-old who couldn't figure it out. I don't know, but the point is that this cave was the first serious challenge in the game that wasn't tied to an actual battle, so I got a lot of respect for the rock tunnel. Having said all that, by today's standards, it is a pretty generic cave with a few trainer battles and not much else going on, and probably the least interesting run we've had in Kanto so far. But more importantly, this is our first ever bicycle, and it is a pretty significant improvement over walking, but manually going into the menu every time you want to get on the bike is a pain in the ass. But luckily, that won't be a problem for too long, because next up is...
Conquistaste al rojo. Conquistaste al azul. Triunfaste sobre el amarillo. Atrapaste a todos. Y ahora estás listo para el nuevo reto. Bienvenido al mundo de Pokémon Gold y Silver. Toneladas de nuevos Pokémon. Nuevas aventuras y mundos por explorar. nuevas medallas por colectar. Así es que medítalo. ¿Tendrás lo que se necesita? Pokémon Gold y Silver, clasificado E para todos. Atrápalos.
We make our way into the Goldenrod City gym where, as a kid, I never noticed that this whole gym is just one giant Clefairy. So that's pretty cool. But as we make our way through the gym, our egg hatches into an adorable little Togepi, which we're going to name DB. We take on the normal type gym leader Whitney with her level 18 Clefairy and infamously irritating level 20 Miltank, whose rollout is no match for Wally's rage. So we win the battle, but Whitney kind of starts crying because she lost. And I know some people hate this part because she's a sore loser and kind of a sook, but the way I see it is at least it's something. Like, I appreciate any time Game Freak puts in the extra little effort to add a little bit of personality into the games, and honestly sometimes I just want to make a little girl cry. But we grab our playing badge and the TM4 Attract before we make our way out of the gym and straight to the flower shop next door, where one of the workers gives us a squirt bottle to deal with the mysterious moving tree, which we haven't actually seen yet, but we'll get to it soon, I promise. But before we leave Goldenrod, we pop into the bike shop, which is a little bit tucked away in the back streets, and the owner tells us that he's having issues with advertising. Just like today's sponsor, Rage Shadow. No, I'm just kidding, I don't have any sponsors. But he does give us a bike to ride around, so that's pretty cool. Also, I know I said last video that I was going to catch a Farfetch later on to replace the Centrets, but I've kind of grown attached to Dakota, Teeth, and Rex, so instead, we just have a quick chat to the guard over here who asks us to take this Spearow to his mate. But instead, we're just going to steal it and teach it fly. We head up north, battle a few trainers, and find the mysterious moving tree. So we squirt it with the squirt bottle, and it turns out to be a Pseudo-Wudo, which we then squirt with Wally's water gun. This opens up a three-way path between Goldenrod, Violet City, and Ecruteak City, which is home to the 4th gym, where we go straight through the doors with a time of 10 minutes and 23 seconds. Next up...
Her du det. Klarer du å løse dette mysteriet? Hva tror du at disse merkelige tegnene betyr? Bare hjelpe med å dytte det. Dette finner du ut av i de siste eventyrene fra Johto. Pokémon Crystal, du må fange dem alle.
We take on Whitney with her same old Clefairy and Miltank before we head out of the gym, and I know last time I was kind of whinging about how nothing really changed between Gold and Silver and Crystal, but this time that's not going to be the case because we are already mixing it up by skipping the flower shop and going straight for the bike first. We still grab the Spearow from the guard and battle a bunch of trainers, but this time we've got to head all the way to where the Pseudo-Wudos are blocking the road so we can have a quick chat to Floria, who says she'll tell her sister back at the flower shop to give us a squirt bottle. So we head back to the flower shop, grab the squirt bottle, back to the Pseudo-Wudo, squirt the Pseudo-Wudo, and head up towards Ecruteak, where we go straight to the gym, and no. The gym leader ain't here, so instead, we head up to the Burn Tower where we meet Usain, who's trying to find the legendary Suicune, and he reckons it might be around here somewhere. So we head deeper into the tower where we run into Silver, who's also looking for some legendary Pokemon and is keen for a battle. So we take down his level 20 Haunter, level 18 Magnemite, level 22 Bayleaf, and level 20 Zubat. After the battle, the floor gives way and we fall down into the lower level where we find 3 mysterious Pokemon who all immediately bail, but one of them comes up for a quick sniff before peacing out. Usain sees the whole thing and it blows his little mind, so he decides to keep tracking down Suicune like a junkie chasing the dragon. We head out of the tower and back to the gym where we go straight through the doors with a time of 17 minutes and 48 seconds. So I think the most memorable part of this run between gyms, at least for me, is the Pseudo-Wudo encounter, because I know I'm not the only one who didn't realize this guy was a rock type and not a grass type. But also, the name, Pseudo-Wudo, like Pseudo-Wood-O, totally went over my head as a kid and blew my mind when I finally figured it out. But also, I actually really like what Crystal did here by taking a non-mandatory part of Gold and Silver with the legendary encounter at the Burn Tower and tying it back into the story with Usain's character chasing down the Suicune. We also completely skipped over the bug catching contest and all the extra stuff in Goldenrod, like the game corner, and the radio tower, and the department store, and the underground, where we didn't even get a haircut. And also Bill lives here and he gives you an Eevee, but that's not till later. But my point is, there's a lot going on here, both inside and outside of the main story, and this is a solid run between gyms. But how's the bike? Nothing's really changed too much with the actual riding mechanics, but being able to register the select button as a bike button, mwah, chef's kiss, perfect solution. And also, not getting booted off the bike when you pass through the little guardhouses, 10 out of 10, no notes, absolutely nailed it. Let's check out...
Enter the greatest adventure ever. With more than 100 new Pokemon and new 2-on-2 battling. Pokemon Ruby and Pokemon Sapphire, only for Game Boy Advance.
We head into the Moorville City Gym where we get some more switches and electric fences, but this time it's a little bit less frustrating than the Kanto version with the bins. But we take on the electric type gym leader Watson with his level 22 Magnemite, level 20 Voltorb, and level 23 Magneton to earn our Dynamo badge and the TM4 Shockwave. We head out of the gym and straight to a strangely inconspicuous house to grab the HM4 Rock Smash that you would definitely struggle to find if you didn't already know that this was where you'd get it. But anyway, we head up to the bike shop where the owner gives us the option to choose between the Mock Bike or the Acro Bike, which he pitches as the cool fast bike or the slow lame nerd bike. So we're gonna go with the cool bike. We head up north where Slapnut smashes some rocks and we battle a few trainers before making it all the way to the Hoenn Desert where there's a pretty hectic sandstorm going on, so we're gonna have to take the long way around through the Fiery Path, which is a tunnel that runs straight through the Mount Chimney volcano. We keep making our way up north until we find a route that looks like it's covered in snow, but is actually covered in volcanic ash. And this was one of the coolest places in all of Pokemon when I was a kid. Just drawing pictures of dicks and shit. It was amazing. I love this place. But we keep moving on straight through Felibor Town and into the Meteor Falls Cave where we find Team Magma, who have apparently stolen a meteorite. But then the Team Aqua guys turn up and they're like, you guys are dicks. And then the Team Magma guys are like, we're not dicks, you guys are dicks. And then they leave. So then the Team Aqua guys are like, hey, those guys are dicks and you should like not hang out with them because they suck. They suck dicks. And then they leave too. We talk to the scientist guy and he's like, hey, sorry, those guys are all kind of dicks. But they're headed for Mount Chimney and you should probably go check that out or something, I don't know. Now we could go back the way we came, but instead, we head down south towards Rustboro City and back to that tunnel where we saved Pico that one time and use Slapnuts to smash some rocks. It turns out that these two were trying to bang and the rocks were in the way, so this dude gives us the HM for strength. We pop out the other side of the tunnel in Burdenturf Town, where we can head straight over to Moorville and back up to Mount Chimney. We take the cable car up to the top of the volcano, where Team Aqua and Team Magma are already there and fighting it out between themselves. So we take on Magma admin Tabitha and Magma leader Maxi with his level 24 Mightyena, level 24 Golbat, and level 25 Camerupt. After the battle, Maxi pieces out and Archie thanks us for our help before we grab the meteorite from the mysterious machine. We head down the jagged pass and into Lava Ridge Town, where we go straight through the doors of the gym with a time of 26 minutes and 54 seconds. Next up...
Ils sont légendaires. Êtes-vous capable de les affronter? Dans Pokémon Emerald, affrontez les Pokémon de légende et attrapez plus de Pokémon que jamais. Pokémon version Emerald exclusivement sur Game Boy Advance.
We head into the gym where we have the same puzzle as last time with a slightly different layout. But we take on Watson, who's ditched the level 22 Magnemite but kept the level 20 Voltorb. He's also added a level 20 Electrike, kept the level 22 Magneton, and added a level 24 Manectric, giving him a couple of current Gen Pokemon on his team instead of just 3 Gen 1 Pokemon, so that's pretty cool. We head out of the gym, grab the HM4 Rock Smash, and make our way up to the bike shop. And look, honestly, I know this is going to sound ridiculous, but the Mock Bike is too fast. Like, I'm smacking into everything, and it kind of takes a second to get going again, and I'm just not having fun. So I'm going to go with the slow, lame nerd bike and take the Acro Bike this time. So we make our way up north where Adam smashes some rocks and we battle a few trainers, and everything goes pretty much the same as it did in Ruby and Sapphire, but this time I can actually control the bike and also do some sick wheelies and bunny hops and shit, and this is legitimately the best bike in all of Pokemon. I love this thing so much. But we head through the doors of the gym with a time of 32 minutes and 28 seconds. Okay, so the Acro Bike is actually a fair bit slower, but totally worth it. Now, one big thing that you may not have noticed, because I kind of skimmed over it, is that we battle Team Magma in both Ruby and Emerald. But in Emerald, it was Team Aqua who have been the bad guys up until now. So instead of having one good team and one bad team like we do in Ruby and Sapphire, we instead get two feuding sides with opposite ideologies where no one team is more right or wrong than the other, and we're just caught in the middle of it all. So that's pretty cool. We also get one of the most epic set pieces in all of Pokemon with the big battle on top of an actual volcano, as well as some of the coolest environmental world building in any of the games up until now, with everything surrounding Mount Chimney, like the hot springs of Lava Ridge, or the ashy grasslands outside of Falabor, on the cable car up the side of the mountain. It's all great stuff and gives the world some personality beyond just the same old basic routes that we've gotten used to at this point. Also, the Acro Bike is awesome. Remake time!
There's a whole new way to battle Pokemon. Beam into wireless battles. With the all-new wireless adapter that comes with Pokemon Fire Red and Pokemon Leaf Green.
We make our way into the Vermilion City Gym, where we still got the old bin puzzle to struggle our way through, but this time, Surge has ditched the single Raichu from Yellow and gone back to his red and blue team with a level 21 Voltorb, level 18 Pikachu, and a level 24 Raichu. We head out of the gym, listen to the same old Rapidash ramblings, and head up north to grab the bike. And unfortunately, we've had a bit of a downgrade here, where the bike is just a bike. So no sick wheelies or bunny hops this time, my friends. But we head over to the rock tunnel where we still don't have the HM for Flash. But this time, instead of kinda almost being able to see the walls, we get the Gen 3 mechanics, where we can only see like a little circle of light around us, and the rest is complete darkness. And I'm not sure which one's better, but I definitely bonked into a lot more walls with the Gen 3 version. Eventually, we make it out of the cave, go straight through Lavender Town, through to Celadon, and into the doors of the gym with a time of 23 minutes and 42 seconds. Let's check out...
신이라 전해지는 포켓몬을 찾아서 닌텐도 DS 포켓몬스터 DP, 디아루가, 그리고 펄기아.
We make our way into the Veilstone City Gym, where we have a little sliding walls puzzle thing where you gotta slide the little walls out of the way to make a path. It's not a bad little gym puzzle, but we take on the fighting type gym leader Maylene with her level 27 Meditite, level 27 Machoke, and level 30 Lucario to earn our Cobble badge and the TM for Drain Punch. We head out of the gym and immediately Dawn is freaking out because Team Galactic has stolen her Pokedex. So we head up north to have a quick double battle with Dawn against the two Galactic Grunts. After the battle, they give back the Pokedex and head inside the Galactic warehouse. So we follow them inside and grab the HM for Fly. Now, there's not much else we can really do in here for now, but the next gym is in Pastoria City. And I know we could just fly back to Hearthome and then head down south from there, but I don't want to deal with getting stuck in the marsh 500,000 times, so instead, we're just going to head straight down south from Veilstone and through the Grand Lake Hotel. We battle a few trainers on the way, and Joel evolves into an Infernape, which is our first fully evolved starter in any of the games so far. So that's pretty cool, but we go straight through Pastoria and into the doors of the gym with a time of 8 minutes and 17 seconds. Let's see what's going on in...
Scopri un nuovo misterioso mondo e affronta un Pokémon leggendario. Combatti la battaglia definitiva contro i migliori allenatori di Sinnoh. Riuscirai a catturarli tutti. Pokémon versione Platino, solo su Nintendo DS.
Now, assuming you've watched the previous videos or just played these games before, you'll know that the third gym is different in these games. So we make our way into the Hearthome City Gym, where we have a pretty unique little gym puzzle, where we're gonna find the hidden pattern on the floor using our little head torch, and then find the right door to make our way through to the next room. I like this puzzle. It kind of reminds me of Chip's Challenge, if anyone's old enough to remember that game, but we take on the Ghost-type gym leader Fantina with her level 24 Duskull, level 24 Haunter, and level 26 Miss Magius to earn our Relic badge and the TM for Shadowclaw. We head out of the gym and make our way out east, where we run into Barry, who's very keen for a battle. So we take on his level 25 Staravia, level 27 Prinplup, level 23 Ponyta, and level 23 Roselia. After the battle, we continue through to Sand Gem Town, where we run into Barry again, who can apparently teleport or something, because I have no idea how the hell he beat us here. But he manages to say both a lot and very little at the same time, so we ignore him and keep moving on. We follow pretty much the exact same path we did in Diamond and Pearl last time to arrive in Veilstone City, where we go straight through the doors of the gym with a time of... Hang on, Lucas wants a quick chat. And so does this guy, who I'm fairly sure could literally eat me, so I'm going to shut up and listen to what he has to say for a second. But apparently, this is the next gym leader, Crash Awake. So after he's done talking, we head into the gym with a time of 12 minutes and 55 seconds. Now, we've got a bit of a weird situation going on here, where because the third gym was swapped around in Platinum, we're now trailing one gym behind Diamond and Pearl for the next couple of gyms. But either way, we're definitely seeing a trend in both games, where now that we've established the core gameplay and the main characters, the developers are free to get a bit more creative with the environment around us. With the crazy Sinnoh weather and the irritating marshlands, we've got lakes and beaches and forests. It's all great stuff and keeps traveling around the region feeling like a real adventure. But how's the bike? It's alright. It's got 2 gears this time, slow and fast. The fast one lets us ride up the little muddy slope bits, and the slow one makes it a little easier to control. But there's no wheelies or bunny hops or anything fun, so that's a little disappointing. But it's a pretty decent bike that combines some of the good things about the Mach and Acro bike, but kind of misses out on the best parts of both. And remake time!
En plus, c'est au niveau de son niveau de bonheur en fait qu'il évolue. Il y a plein de façons d'évoluer ces Pokémon, il y a plein de façons de les attraper. Et les jeux de Pokémon ont évolué avec leur génération.
Pokémon Heart Gold et Soul Silver sur Nintendo DS.
We head into the Goldenrod City gym, where we still have the Clefairy layout, but it's a little bit more widescreen this time, where we take on Whitney, whose team has been nerfed a little bit, with her Clefairy dropping from level 18 to level 17, and her Miltank dropping from level 20 to level 19. Which is the only time a gym leader's levels go down in these remakes. But we head out of the gym and over to the flower shop to grab the squirt bottle, then down south to grab the bike, then up north to grab the Spearow, and on the way, our egg hatches into an adorable little Togepi, which we're gonna name Ethan. We keep moving north, past the bug catching contest and up to the Pseudo-Wudo. Jamie gives him a quick squirt and we make our way up to Ekritique, where just like in Crystal, the gym leader ain't here right now. So we head up to the Burn Tower, where we take on Silver with his level 20 Ghastly, level 22 Bayleaf, level 18 Magnemite, and level 20 Zubat. We unleash the beast into the general population, and Usain is super stoked about the whole thing. But we head through the doors of the gym with a time of 16 minutes and 48 seconds. Next up...
Hey, quem é?
Olá, Ana.
É o Paulo. Paulo.
Já tenho o Pokémon que tu querias.
Oh, mas tu és tão querido.
Fala com os teus amigos no chat vídeo Wi-Fi da Nintendo. Pokémon Black Version e Pokémon White Version só para Nintendo DS.
We head into the Castelia City gym, where we get a weird sticky honey wall puzzle thing, where you gotta force your way through the walls of honey to unlock the switches to reveal more honey. This is a weird gym puzzle. But we take on the bug-type gym leader Berg with his level 21 Whirlipede, level 21 Dwebble, and level 23 Leavanny to earn our insect badge and the TM4 Struggle Bug. We head out of the gym and up north through Castelia City until we run into Bianca, who's keen for a battle. So we take on a level 18 Herdia, level 18 Muna, level 18 Panpour, and level 20 Servine. After the battle, she's a bit bummed out that she kind of sucks at Pokemon battles, but she talks about how she's not really sure that battling Pokemon is what she wants to do with her life. And we've already played the sequels, Bianca, we know what you're about. But we keep moving north, where we run into Charon, who's also keen for a battle. So we take on his team of a level 20 Pidove, level 22 Duot, level 20 Pansear, and a level 20 Lipard. After the battle, Charon's also kind of bummed out that he didn't win, but before he can say too much about it, Professor Juniper calls to let us know that she's going to meet us in Nimbasa City, and also that she can't get onto Bianca. But we keep heading up north through the desert until we find Charon and Professor Juniper, who stops by to remind us to enjoy the journey, not just the destination. And honestly, that's good advice, but we ignore her and keep moving on to Nimbasa City, where we find Team Plasma trying to rob an old man. So we take down the grunts, and after the battle, the old man gives us a brand new bike. We head over to the amusement park where we run into N, who takes us on a very private and very romantic Ferris wheel ride, and there is a lot of sexual tension here, but he tells us that he is the king of Team Plasma and that he wants to save the Pokemon, before wondering how many Pokemon exist. Well, 649 when this game came out, but 1,025 as of Gen 9. But anyways, after our date, N is keen for a battle. So we take on his level 22 Sandile, Sigalith, Darumaka, and Scraggy. After the battle, he goes on one of his little rants about how he's going to get so strong that he'll force trainers to give up their Pokemon. But he also kind of challenges us to a friendly race to beat the Elite Four, and I cannot get a read on this dude. But we head into the gym with a time of 14 minutes and 37 seconds. Let's check out
Pokémon Schwarze und Weiße Edition 2 ist bald erhältlich und bei Vorbestellung gibt es eine exklusive Tasche.
We make our way into the Castelia City gym, but this time we have a whole new gym puzzle with these silk sack vacuum bag things. But we take on Berg, who swapped his Whirlipede out for a level 22 Swadloon. His Dwebble's gone up from level 21 to level 22, and his Leavatty has gone from level 23 to level 24. We head out of the gym and make our way up north, but this time we've already got the bike, because that clown gave us that bike that one time. But we don't get too far before we run into Colress, who's keen for a battle. But not yet, he's going to meet us up in the desert. So we keep moving on and run into Bianca, who is not keen for a battle, but does give us the dowsing machine. We head into the desert and find Colress, who uses some kind of device to energize the crystal, blocking the path so they get out of the way. We take on his level 21 Magnemite and level 23 Clink. Before we keep making our way north, where in the 2 years between Black and White and this game, the construction site that used to be on this route has been abandoned after the ancient ruins were discovered. But in Black 2, they never found the ruins, so there's this whole ass little town here, so that's pretty cool. We keep moving north and into Join Avenue, and I completely forgot about this part of the game, so when they started asking me questions, I kind of just panicked and wrote any dumb shit I could think of. But we make it to Nimbasa City, where we go straight to the gym, and this isn't the gym anymore. Like, it used to be the gym, but if we try to go to the new gym, then this guy's like, hey, the gym leader ain't here right now. So we take a few colorful roller coaster rides until we find someone who is not the gym leader, but she does tell you that the gym leader has headed back to the gym. So we head over to the new gym, where we go through the doors with a time of 14 minutes and 51 seconds. And I have been waiting for this, because I feel like in this particular format, Black 2 and White 2 have been coming off pretty badly. But finally, we are back in mainland Unova, and the entire idea of revisiting the region a couple of years later is so cool. I love what they did with these games. But as much as I love what the sequels are doing here, Black and White gives us the bombshell that N is not only working with Team Plasma, but considers himself to be the king of Team Plasma. Which, I mean, if you played the games before, it's probably not that big of a surprise right now, but your first time playing the games, I feel like this was a pretty big deal, because up until now, we haven't really known what this guy's deal is. Well, to be fair, we still kind of don't, but at least we know who he's working with now. So I think it's time to check out...
Пришло время приключений и новых друзей. Время сражаться плечом к плечу. Время настоящих чемпионов. Время участвовать в грандиозных битвах. Пришло время Pokemon X и Pokemon Y. Уже в продаже только на Nintendo 2DS и Nintendo 3DS.
We make our way into the Shaylor City gym, where we've got to use our roller skating skills to do some sweet jumps and grinds and catch the assorted trainers before Artemis evolves into a beautiful Greninja. We take on the fighting type gym leader Karina with her level 29 Mindfu, level 32 Hawlucha, and level 28 Machoke to earn our Rumble badge and the TM4 power-up punch. We head out the front door of the gym and back to the old Tower of Mastery, where because we beat Karina, we can now take on Karina again, but this time she gives us a Mega Ring. and one of her Lucario. But we gotta beat her other Lucario in a battle first. We abuse our new Mega Evolution and spam Power Up Punch for the win, and then after the battle, Lucario decides that it wants to come hang out with us, so we add it to the team and name it Libermania. We make our way out west of Shaylor City and are stopped by Serena, who gives us the HM4 Surf. We keep moving west and conveniently find a random dude with a spare Lapras he doesn't want, so we grab the free Lapras and name it Shadow. We immediately teach Surf to Shadow and surf over the little river towards the next route. We battle a few trainers before we arrive in Coumarine City, where we get a call from Serena, who challenges us to a battle in front of the gym. But to get there, we gotta take the We take the monorail down to the lower half of Coumarine, where we head straight to the gym to meet Serena. But she was not prepared for how ridiculously overpowered our team is, so we take down her level 31 Meowstic, level 33 Quilladin, and level 31 Absol before we head through the doors of the gym with a time of 15 minutes and 11 seconds. Now, the biggest turn of events in this run between gyms is definitely the addition of Mega Evolution, which pretty much the whole game has been building up towards, and honestly, I think it's my favorite gimmick. I never loved Z moves, I was never big on the whole Gigantamax thing, and I kinda hate everything about terrestrializing, so for me, Mega Evolution was always just a fun way to see some new takes on old designs and show some love to a few forgotten Pokemon. But I do appreciate that it was very much nostalgia bait, kind of like everything in this game, so I totally understand if it's not your favorite, but I'm a sucker for that sweet, sweet nostalgia. But how's the bike? Honestly, this is one of the most basic bitch bikes in any of the games. It does nothing special other than move slightly faster than the rollerblades, and comes in 2 colors that you can never switch once you've chosen. So about on par with the Generation 2 bike. In Generation 6. So, not a great bike. But it's remake time!
Puedes mega evolucionar tus Pokémon y descubrir los secretos de los Pokémon legendarios. Lleva la aventura a nuevas alturas con Pokémon Rubí Omega y Pokémon Zafiro Alpha, solo en Nintendo 3DS.
We head into the Moorville City gym with a slightly updated gym puzzle, but it still just switches and electric fences. So we take on Watson, who's gone back to his Ruby and Sapphire team, but dropped a couple of levels, with his Magnemite going from level 22 to level 19, Voltorb, who's dropped from level 20 to level 19, and Magneton, who's dropped from level 23 to level 21. We head out of the gym and through the significantly renovated Moorville City to grab ourselves a bike. And did you seriously think I was going to choose anything but the Acro bike, aka the best bike in all of Pokemon? But we head up north, where very little has changed since Ruby and Sapphire, other than everything looking absolutely gorgeous. But we still head up to the Meteor Falls, where we still find Team Magma and Team Aqua, we still take the cable car up to the top of Mount Chimney, and we still have an epic battle at the top of the volcano. But now, everyone's, like, really sexy for some reason. But we head through the doors of the gym with a time of 37 minutes and 36 seconds. Let's check out...
¿Preparado para enfrentarte a tus amigos en los combates Pokémon Sol y Pokémon Luna?
Toma esa. Es hora de sacar mi movimiento secreto. ¡Ah!
¡No! Ya puedes demostrar quién es el mejor entrenador en Pokémon Sol y Pokémon Luna.
We head into the trial, where we must carefully watch the dancing Marowak to spot even the slightest change. And honestly, I thought this bit was pretty funny, but we take on the totem Salazzle with its SOS partner, who we never actually got to see because we just instantly Hydro Vortex it to death. But we complete the trial and earn our Firium Z. Kiawe shows us a little dance and gives us the ride pager for Charizard. So we call Charizard to take us to the base of the volcano, where we head north to meet our old friend Colress. You remember this guy from back in Black 2 and White 2? Well, this is him now. Anyways, he gives us the TM4 Flame Charge to help us out with the next trial. So we Taurus charge our way down south and through the trial post things and... Wait, seriously? Is that it? Holy shit, alright, well, that's a new record, I guess. Okay, well, next up...
Znalazłem nowego Pokemona!
Poczekaj! Zobacz, co ja mam!
Uwielbiam Alole. Wróćmy tam.
Musicie to zobaczyć.
Chłopaki, patrzcie!
To mapa Aloli?
Znalazłam miejsce, gdzie mogę surfować na Mountain.
Super! Dobra, to jest ekstra.
Wow!
Pokémon Ultra Sun i Pokémon Ultra Moon wyłącznie na Nintendo 3DS oraz Nintendo 2DS.
We head into the trial and do the same old goofy Marowak joke thing, but this time, the totem Pokemon is a Marowak. So we take on the totem Marowak and its SOS partner Salazzle to complete the trial and get the ride pager for Charizard. And let's see how fast we can get this done. We head down the mountain and, seriously dude, I'm trying to hit a PB here. We make our way up north and, god damn it, these Recon Squad assholes want to talk. Alright, we're probably not hitting a PB here, but if we keep moving on then, Colress, seriously, we're literally already slower than the last games. Okay, we've already talked to all the people that we need to talk to, but now all we gotta do is, god damn it! Alright, well it's time to check out the Festival Plaza, and seriously, the PSS in Gen 6 was so much better than this shit, but we're in here now, so let's make the most of it. We've got new friends, we've got a jumping castle, and a haunted house, and a brothel, we're having a good time. But eventually, they let us leave, so we tourist charge our way through the trial post things with a time of 5 minutes and 29 seconds. And this is a bit of a weird one, where we're suffering from a lot of the same problems that I brought up in the second gym video, where when you set your games on a few small islands, you kinda limit what the hell you can actually do, other than running circles around the same few islands, and that's how you end up with 3 trials on one pretty small island. But let's see what's going on in...
Pouze na Nintendo Switch. S vaším vlastním Pokémon partnerem se při objevování regionu Kanto a chytání Pokémonů budete cítit jako opravdový trenér Pokémonů. Chytat, bojovat a objevovat můžete dokonce i s kamarádem. Vezměte svůj Switch kamkoliv a připravte se na Pokémon bitvy s ostatními trenéry. Tak jim předveďte své nejlepší útoky. Pokémon Let's Go Pikachu a Pokémon Let's Go Eevee pouze na Nintendo Switch.
We head into the Vermilion City gym to find our old friend, the Bins. But while we're struggling to find the second switch, Steven evolves into an Ivysaur. We take on Lieutenant Surge, who switched up his team a bit, swapping out his Pikachu for a level 25 Magnemite, his Voltorb has gone from level 21 to level 25, and his Raichu has gone from level 24 to level 26. We head out of the gym and, unfortunately, there is no bike in these games, so we don't need to go to the Pokemon fan club and talk to the Rapidash guy to get the bike voucher. We do have a quick chat with Misty though, who offers to take us to see the Diglett's Tunnel, which we politely decline before heading north, chopping down some trees and making our way over to the Rock Tunnel. But before we get there, we run into a few members of Team Rocket, who are kinda pissed that we keep messing with their plans. But luckily a mysterious woman appears on the back of a Lapras to help us get rid of him. It turns out to be Lorelei of the Elite Four, and she is looking really good in 3D. We head into the Rock Tunnel, where we have probably the most forgiving version of a dark cave here, because I can pretty much see everything even without flash. But we get out of the cave and head down to Lavender Town, where we watch Trace chase a Cubone into Lavender Tower. But we ignore him and head over to Celadon, where we go straight through the doors of the gym with a time of 28 minutes and 28 seconds. Next up...
A próxima grande aventura de Pokémon espera por você na região de Galar. Você tem o que é necessário para se tornar um campeão Pokémon? Pokémon Sword e Pokémon Shield, somente para Nintendo Switch. Encontre-os na loja Nintendo.
We head into the Motostoke gym, where we have a pretty unique gym challenge, where you have to catch the Pokemon in a double battle before your opponent either knocks them out or catches them. And I was considering giving these guys nicknames, but I'm never going to use them again, so I decided not to worry about it. But we take on the Fire-type gym leader Kabu with his level 25 Ninetales, level 25 Arcanine, and level 27 Centiskorch to earn our Fire Badge, yes it's literally called the Fire Badge, and the TM4 Will-O-Wisp. We head out of the gym, get a quick congrats from the previous 3 gym leaders, and then make our way back down into the wild area. But now we can head further up north. But before we head off, Bede shows up to have a quick battle with Hop. So we ignore them and make our way through the Motostoke Riverbank, and the Bridge Field, and the Stony Wilderness, and the Giant's Cap. And I feel like I'm underselling how fucking awesome the wild area was when it first came out. Like, yeah, I'm kind of smashing through it right now, but in 2019, this was one of the biggest steps forward that Pokemon had taken in years, because it was so much fun to just ride around all the different areas and just see what Pokemon you could find, or to just dick around with all the different raids. And as soon as this was a thing, everyone knew this was the future of Pokemon. But anyways, we arrive in Hammerlock where we find Bede, Olena, and Rose. And it turns out that Rose was the one who endorsed Bede to take on the gym challenge, and Olena is very keen for Bede to become the new champion. But Rose invites us to the Hammerlock Stadium to see how they harness the power of the wishing stars to provide energy to the Galar region. After his little PowerPoint presentation, we head to the Hammerlock Vaults where we meet the Hammerlock gym leader, Raihan, who shows us around the vaults before we find Sonia, who's still researching the Darkest Day. But we keep moving on and head out west where we find Hop, who's pretty bummed out about losing to Bede. But we keep moving on, do a bit of rock climbing, and arrive in Stowonside, where Hop's keen for a battle. So we take on his level 29 Cramorant, level 30 Silicobra, level 33 Thwacky, and level 29 Toxel. Then after the battle, Alien Raven evolves into a beautiful Cinderace. But we head into the doors of the gym with a time of 25 minutes and 55 seconds. Now we're starting to drop some little hints as to where this whole story's going with Sonia and the Darkest Day and Rose's whole energy supply thing going on, but we're still not quite hitting the big earth-shattering revelations that some of the other games are seeing. We'll get there. We're just a little bit behind the other guys, and that's okay. But how's the bike? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a basic bike with an extra little boost option, but we have yet to see the full potential of the Sword and Shield bicycle. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's go back in time, because it's remake time!
Ontdek de Sinnoh-regio. Daag andere trainers uit. En stop de kwade plannen van Team Galactic. Kan jij deze uitdagingen aan? Pokémon Brilliant Diamond en Pokémon Shining Pearl. Alleen voor Nintendo Switch.
We head into the Veilstone City gym where we have the exact same gym puzzle, before we take on Maylene, who has the exact same team. And look, I'm sure this is somebody's favorite game of all time, or maybe you just really enjoy going back and playing the exact same game with updated graphics. But they are making it really difficult for me to have anything interesting to say without just repeating exactly what I said about Diamond and Pearl. But we walk through the doors of the Pastoria City gym with a time of 8 minutes and 27 seconds. Let's wrap this up with...
G'day.
Hey sis, how are you?
I'm good.
Sorry I couldn't make it this year.
Oh, it's all good. How is it over there?
It's cold.
Yeah, it looks it.
But very busy with work and play.
So, you ready?
Sure am.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's do this.
You been here?
No. How far in are you?
Pretty far.
Whoa.
I'm the expert now.
Whippers do your fave?
Oh, man, that takes me back.
I know, right?
Check this out.
Thank you. This is coming back with me. Come on, come on, come on. Yes.
Nice.
So where to next?
Anywhere you want to go.
Epic.
Oh, Raffy. Hello, mate. Miss you.
Nintendo Switch. Play, connect.
We head into the Lavencia gym where Pneumonia turns up and she is keen for a battle. So we have a quick battle with Pneumonia with her level 21 Rockruff, level 21 Pawmi, and level 22 Florigato, before taking on the gym challenge where we meet the gym leader Iono, who is a streamer and is live streaming the gym challenge, which, I mean, is kind of funny, a little bit cringe, but also kind of funny. The actual gym puzzle is just a Where's Wally, but with Director Clavel, and I gotta admit, they're getting pretty creative with the gym challenges here. But we take on the electric-type gym leader Iono with her level 23 Wattrel, level 23 Bellibolt, level 23 Luxio, and level 24 Miss Magius, who becomes an electric type when it puts on its little hat. And since Miss Magius has the ability to levitate, it now has no weaknesses, so that's pretty cool. Now the last couple of runs in these games have been like a few minutes, but the next gym is in Cascarafa, which is literally on the other side of Paldea, so we're not going to be hitting any PBs this time. But let's see how we go. 3, 2, 1, and go! We head out of the gym and fly straight to Cortando, make our way up north, and unfortunately we can't just beeline it straight up the cliff, so we're going to take the long way around. We follow the path all the way up to the top of the cliff and we get a call from Arvid. We ignore him and keep moving on until Cassiopeia calls us to tell us that we're closing in on a Team Star base. Director Clive turns up to help out, but we ignore him too and take a shortcut down to the Asado Desert where we bail straight through Cascarafa and up the escalators where we find gym leader Kofu, who has lost his wallet, but we don't have time for that shit, so we walk through the doors of the gym with the time of 8 minutes and 7 seconds. So let's go back through everything and see how we went. Starting with Sun and Moon with just 1 minute and 35 seconds, followed by Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon at 5 minutes and 29 seconds. Next up is Scarlet and Violet with 8 minutes and 7 seconds, and then Diamond and Pearl with 8 minutes and 17 seconds, followed immediately by Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl with 8 minutes and 27 seconds, then Gold and Silver with 10 minutes and 23 seconds. Next up is Platinum with 12 minutes and 55 seconds. Then we've got a few in chronological order here with Black and White at 14 minutes and 37 seconds, Black 2 and White 2 at 14 minutes and 51 seconds, and then X and Y with 15 minutes and 11 seconds. Then we're back to Heart Gold and Soul Silver with 16 minutes and 48 seconds, followed by Crystal with 17 minutes and 48 seconds. Next up is Yellow with 20 minutes and 29 seconds, then Red and Blue with 21 minutes and 42 seconds, and Fire Red and Leaf Green with 23 minutes and 42 seconds. Sword and Shield took 25 minutes and 55 seconds, and then we've got Ruby and Sapphire with 26 minutes and 54 seconds, followed by Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee with 28 minutes and 28 seconds, followed by Emerald with 32 minutes and 28 seconds, which means the longest game between the third and fourth gyms is Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire with a time of 37 minutes and 36 seconds. So let's slap all of that on the graph and see what we've got. Now, we don't have any crazy hour-long runs this time. These are actually some of the most consistent times that we've had so far. But if we bring in the times for the other gyms, then we can see that everything is slowly starting to even out a little bit since the pretty massive spread after the first gym or two. And also, that Generations 7, 8, and 9 were all very heavily front-loaded and are now giving us some of the shortest runs we've had so far, while Generations 1 through 5 have all been fairly consistent the entire way. Now, the longest games up to this point have been Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon at almost 2.5 hours, whereas the shortest games so far have been Gold and Silver at less than an hour. And also the shortest run between any two gyms is going to be very hard to beat with Sun and Moon at 1 minute and 35 seconds, but the longest run is also in Generation 7 with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon at 1 hour and 20 minutes up to the first gym. And if we ignore Generation 7 and the trials and just focus on the actual gyms, then the longest run is Sword and Shield with 1 hour and 13 minutes up to the first gym. And that also makes the shortest run Scarlet and Violet with 1 minute and 54 seconds between the second and third gyms. But if you don't think just bailing straight between the gyms on the back of a Koraidon counts, then the shortest actual run is Ruby and Sapphire with 6 minutes and 29 seconds between the first and second gyms. And if we split these games up into regions, then the Johto games are most definitely the shortest at an average of around 58 minutes, followed by the Unova games with an average of around 1 hour and 14 minutes, then the Kanto games averaging around an hour and 19 minutes, then the Hoenn games with an average of around 1 hour and 21 minutes, then the Paldea games with an hour and 23 minutes, then the Sinnoh games with about an hour and a half, then the Kalos games with just over 2 hours. Then we've got the Galar games with 2 hours and 12 minutes, and finally the Alola games with an average of just under 2 hours and 20 minutes. But that's enough about numbers. How does this run feel? What are the different games giving us between the third and fourth gyms? Well, up to the first gym, that's the tutorial. Second gym, that's where the story starts. Third gym, we open the world for exploration. But everything up to the fourth gym, that's where everything gets turned on its head, and the world you thought you knew is not quite what it seems. We get it with the reveal and release of the legendary beasts in Johto, we get it with the beginnings of a civil war between Team Magma and Team Aqua in Hoenn, we get it when N turns out to be the king of Team Plasma in Unova, and we get it with the reveal that Pokemon can die, all the way back in Red and Blue with a Lavender Town Graveyard. It's kind of like we've hit the midpoint of the second act in a 3-act play. The board is set, the pieces are moving, shit is about to go down, and we are just along for the ride. And I cannot wait to see where this all goes. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you next time.